Yes, folks, what we saying? Man is out here graciously absorbing the fucking sun. Gratefully absorbing the sun. Grounding also as well. And doggy. Don't be She's a bit traumatized. Not because of me. Right? She gets a bit spooked sometimes, but we're making progress with our friendship, our relationship. Anywho, I thought I'd just quickly check in and tell you what we're at. So, it's first thing in the morning, and man's out here grounding, getting the sun. Super grateful that the sun is out because it ain't been out for hella long. Oh, those are fucking biosurveillance clouds! And they're probably dropping the deep frame fubosis fiber that everyone's breathing in concomitantly. Sorry, ignore me. I don't know what he even said. It's just there's this funny video of Payday Monsanto, and he's like, I mean, he's probably right. Like, it seems crazy to anyone who's not educated on what he's on about, but he's like out in public filming the sky, and he's like, "Those are biosurveillance clouds. Wake up, sheeple." I posted it on my Instagram. I was like, that's the quickest way to get to the psych ward. The Babylon mental health, the Babylon mind control psych ward, whatever. Anyway, anywho, let me fucking speak. So here, man, is super sun, and looks like I caught it in a perfect timing just before the fucking biosurveillance clouds come rolling over. So yeah, this morning and yesterday morning, I'm here with Quintessence MC, or MC Quintessence, who I'm definitely going to be sharing a lot more. I've posted quite a bit of her stuff. Check out my social media, or hashtag Quintessence MC, an upcoming artist, revolutionary thought leader, innovator, mate. And I'm super honoured to be spending time with Quintessence because I'm getting to preview all of her tunes before they release. You're gonna like it, mate. So yeah, so basically me and her have been like sunbathing first thing in the morning, and we just did the Wim Hof breathing as well, the Wim Hof method, if you're familiar. Just like hyperventilation to fucking activate your DNA. It's both just laying down here and super breathing and activating, mate. We've been unconsciously neglecting the breath work, and I think that you probably have also been doing that. We both somewhat said, like, it's often you don't know what you need until you get it. With the breath work, that you cannot, like, feel or perceive how intense it's going to be until you are in the midst of it. It's the same with psychedelics, like DMT especially. It's like, when I done Changa with Mr. Nature, I said, like, it was over before it began. It was so intense, it was so powerful, it was shocking. And he said often that is how DMT is, especially for the first time. It's like you cannot be ready for it. Don't matter how much you prepare. I could have prepared a lot more. I didn't really do much breath work or anything before, and I kind of regret that because I probably would have got more out of it if I did. But yeah, it's the same with the breath work. If you do, like, you don't have to do, like, super intense breath work, but the Wim Hof method, like, it can nearly fucking make you pass out. It's super intense, like super kind of fast-paced hyperventilation, and then you, like, exhale all of the air, and you just hold with, like, zero air, and then, like, when you can't hold anymore, you like squeeze it to the head top. I do anyway, and it's a complete factory reset. It kind of feels like a brand new day. Like, you don't have to go to sleep and wake back up to go, oh, it's a new day, a new start. Just hyperventilate until it knocks you out, and then it's a new day, new start. So if you're having a pretty bogged down, if you had a tough start to the morning, and you're thinking, oh, I shouldn't have even got out of bed today, just hyperventilate. in a safe environment, because it can actually like knock you out. And that's the thing is, I've done it before. Like I'm working like a warehouse job, and I just sit down quickly and just do 10 deep breaths and like hold the last one, and I nearly pass out onto like the concrete. And it's that's not ideal, but I don't expect it to be that intense. Obviously, you don't have to do the breath hold, squeeze into the head top thing, because it's kind of like everything goes fuzzy. Your nervous system like feels like it's on fire, and but yeah, like that's what I mean is you cannot really perceive the intensity of the breath work until you are peaking on it. Same with psychedelics. You can often eat the psychedelic in a naive way, and then it's like you only realize like what you've signed yourself up for as it starts to come on. Like sometimes I like to take like loads because I'm scared that it won't be strong enough, and I want to have a breakthrough. But it always tends to be strong enough, quote unquote. But it's like, oh, I don't want it to like not hit the spot and break through, so I take way more than necessary, and then as it starts to come on, I'm like, fuck. And sometimes it's too late. That's how you set yourself up for a bad trip. Anywho, what am I telling you? So, we've basically began now. Today is the first day that we are going to do a total fast. 0 food. I'm pretty confident, like for the most part. Like, so we've woke up with a herbal tea, and this is a lot of why I've actually decided to turn the camera on. Now, I don't want to just like, it's not my house or Quintessence house, and it's not, I don't have the authority, well, I just, privacy, I'm not trying to just like film the whole crib, but I will film. So we had this morning. Thank you, Quintessence, for making this. I'm not actually 100% sure what it is. If you're familiar, you can likely identify it. It's a tea. This is a lot of what I want to show you. So I've been eyeing this up for a while, and I want to somewhat get Quintessence to like guide me through a lot of it, because it's like, thing is, like, my spiritual awakening was so radical, I almost like assume that I'm all the way there. But like when I meet other like-minded people, I realize that I have a long way to go, because all of these different herbal teas, and yep, these are Inspector Veg, so inspectorveg.com, go check in. So I don't know if we had these this morning, mullein leaves. What it is Quintessence seems to be much more educated on many things. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. I know more about certain topics than Quintessence, and vice versa, but she is very educated on things like this. Like, this is what we had earlier, looks like. But she can name like all of these herbs. She can tell you what they're good for. Bang. So this is the second time I've stayed at Quintessence house for over a week. Like, basically the first time that I ever went to her house, it was like a portal, and she tends to say people are portals. Yeah, like we'd met one time before, like she came to my house and we hung out for a day, and then quite a while later I came to her house for the first time, and it was literally like a portal in terms of like, I see like how much she has everything on lock, so to speak, where like she's integrated such amazing routine. And like I tried this for the first time yesterday, wormwood. So like a really bitter tea. It's brutal, and it disturbs the intestinal parasites. And it's things like that. She's so educated and integrated on so much stuff, to even like consistently order things of this nature, and to actually know what they all do, and to have been using them for a long time. It's and just the diet, like the diet is one dimension, but yeah, like the meals and the food that she was cooking for us both and her family is like, because I'm coming from a place of like not exactly being completely well integrated and well rounded with every dimension of it, and like my diet, like I would just tend to eat like For the longest time, I swear I've just been eating like raw ingredients. I swear I'll try and get organic. I just eat or raw bell pepper, raw organic blue. Well, they say organic. Raw avocado, apples, nuts. I was on organic eggs quite a bit. They did help me, to be honest. I feel at the time. I don't know. It's hard because it's kind of hard to be like vegan if you don't have any transport. And like I was trying to be vegan while I was working at the co-op, for fuck's sake. So didn't really pan out too well. But yeah, it's just like the meals and like how good she is with the food. But yeah, like when she says like people are portals, it's like I go to meet her, I go and stay round her house, and it's like I actually get to have an insider see into her routine and how integrated and actualized she or anybody is. I'm talking like somewhat hypothetically. And there's a video on my Instagram I'm yet to export, and I just like went over this point a few times of just like basically in terms of like the mass awakening is you like somewhat like you have to get an insider look into like awakened individuals' lives. If you can like go and spend a few weeks or so at a awakened actualized person's or groups or tribes house, that is when you get a lot of insights because you can contrast the NPC's way of living or the Matrix program Zombot way of living, contrast that with a awakened psychedelic truth seeker type stuff. And see, the food is just one dimension to it. I'm not just trying to sit here and just like praise quintessence, which I can't help but do in most dimensions when I'm with her, because it's like stunning in a way, to be honest, in terms of just like in contrast to like this is what I meant. It's like my awakening was so radical, but I was definitely struggling quite a lot, like on and off with depression and things. And like when I went to go and see Quintessence, she almost did it as a favor because she could see that I was like struggling somewhat. And I contrast like the life that I have back at my home with the life that she has over here. And it's like when I see somebody embodying such light, it's actually like it's quite emotional somewhat in terms of like I'm used to seeing like a lot of darkness and depression and low vibrational stuff, toxic food, Babylon Matrix stuff. And when I see somebody who has had to go through that and then overcome it, it speaks to me on the deepest level because like I've just battled with my demons most of my life, and I see somebody who has like shone through and like overcome the demons, and it's like, yeah, it's quite emotional because it's like, damn, like I've struggled with my own self-actualization and personal development for so long. And when you see people who are really like it's not like envy or jealousy, it's not like that. It's just like it speaks to me on a deep level because the way I spoke about it at Elevate Festival, at the end we all sat around the fire with the conscious rapper community, and we all said like one thing as we went around, and I said basically what I just said then. It's like I'm used to seeing like darkness, depression, despair, poverty, and when I see people overcoming such stuff, it speaks to me on the deepest level because you know she's got herself on a very good path. She could have went down a darker path, and I've been somewhat down a darker path for a while. She's had to pull herself out of that, pull herself up by her bootstraps, like. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing the best job at articulating it, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. I'm not just trying to like. like, because I overshare about myself on here, because from the get-go I was like very I had this mentality of like, why would I have anything to hide? I don't even know how I got here in the first place. It's kind of like this ego death thing that happened with psychedelics. It's like how can I be insecure if I didn't ask to be here? So I would be like a radical, like I would try to speak from like the most radically honest perspective possible, because I didn't really understand why I would like hide anything in a way. But it also stemmed somewhat from like the depression, because I felt like I was so kind of down bad, like I didn't really have anything to lose. So I'd just pick up the camera or take loads of mushrooms or something, because I was already like pretty down bad. But yeah, I don't know. The reason I say that is because I'm not just trying to like. I've got to be mindful, because I don't know what people have different boundaries with the privacy. I'm not just trying to like come into our house and just film the house and then just like tell you everything about her. But I'm sure I'm sure I'm all right with it. But yeah, it's not just the food either. This is one dimension of her actualization that kind of blows me away and gets me so inspired. Another dimension is like the affirmations, where like the mindset that she's cultivated, and I weren't trying to just spend this whole video just talking about her, but like it's in contrast to the way that I am, or I have been, because I've been struggling quite a bit like recently for the past 6 months. Kind of, it's been a tough winter. Poverty, and like I've been like addicted to caffeine and weed, and yeah, it's been quite a struggle to be honest. Wage slavery, and like kind of just other things like like my posture is really getting to me. I really need to fix this kind of kyphosis, like hunchback stuff, because I kind of like grew up on a computer, and the school system and the wage slavery, like over years and years, is kind of like beat up my posture a bit, I feel like. So I don't know, I've been struggling back at home anyway, regardless. But like one thing is like the affirmations. This girl is on some major affirmations. That's why she won't even care what I say, because she's protected, so to speak. Well, not so to speak. I'm talking really weirdly right now. I feel like it's because I'm keeping my voice low, because she's like upstairs. I don't know. But yeah, the affirmations is a really good one, where it's like she is very good at catching how I unconsciously affirm things to myself. Like if I have no money, I can be like, oh, I'm poor. But like she'll catch me saying that and be like, are you poor? Because how can I be poor when, like, yeah, I get it, I might not have that much money, but I have a lot more than a lot of people. Like, how can I be poor when I've got like clean, dry clothes, and that I've actually got food? And like I see something that Mew3 posted the other day, saying like the worst ghettos in London is like luxury for some people. And it's not like to do this kind of gaslight, like you should be grateful for being ripped off in Babylon because other people are getting ripped off way worse. It's not like that. But it is kind of like gratitude is so fundamental. But yeah, just little things of the whole way that she thinks, and tries to deconstruct her thoughts and to not make bad affirmations. Because it's like you have a diet of thoughts and you have a diet of these leaves. I think one of the main words I'm just looking for is just like it's like pure inspiration. She's writing a lot of music as well, and the lyricism and what she's talking about is like somewhat similar, like-minded to Traumatic and the conscious rapper community. And yeah, it is like a portal where it's like I go to her house and I just like get sucked into a portal where it's like I get an insider look at the routine, and just the whole holistic way that she is. And what I recommend is that you actually seek out experiences like this. There's a really good video by actualize.org called Expose Yourself to More Experience. And it's just that. Like, I recommend, especially if you're getting into spirituality and eco-village, mass awakening, new world order, slayer vibes, you have to go seek out eco-village communities, like-minded, somewhat spiritually activated people, and then actually, like, you need to be an insider. And I feel like this is a good thing, that, like, I feel like I'm an insider in a way, in terms of, like, I'm getting an insider into Quintessence, but also, like, with the conscious rapper community. I mean, everyone's an insider, obviously, in their own way, but, like, the amount that I've studied of this stuff, it's like, I feel like I do have, like, valuable knowledge that I could share, and information that would be valuable to anyone who's interested in like-minded people or like-minded communities. So yeah, that's it. It's like, if you want to shit on the NPC paradigm, then just spend time with people who are not NPCs. That's it. Because the NPCs will gaslight you and tell you that, like, the society matrix is basically normal. And this gaslighting can make you lose the fucking plot because everyone is zombified. The solution, somewhat, is to seek out like-minded, activated, awakened people, go to eco-village communities, mostly like alkaline vibes, psychedelic vibes, potentially breathwork vibes. So I'd say for me, mainly, it was with Quintessence, and she, like, definitely helped me integrate with the conscious rapper community. Comes with that is Inspector Veg, Michael DeSalza, Alchemist Ash, J Dart, Ryan Sanders, Flowmatic, Lyron, myself, Oxen, or Disassimilator is where I'm headed, and that is to disassimilate from the NPC motherboard. And they're going to try and gaslight you and tell you that it's normal. Well, if you just have to get the contrast. If you've just been in the Matrix the whole time, you actually haven't got insight into the contrast of the Matrix. There's the Matrix, which is the false AI overlay, and then there's the eco-village psychedelic activation. And if you've only spent the vast majority of your time in the false Matrix overlay, then you need to develop and experience the flip side of that coin, and go to places like ayahuasca retreats, conscious festivals, Elevate Festival, Stand in the Light Festival. On Friday, me and Quintessence are going to Cardiff to watch J Dart, or Johnny Dart, who is a part of the conscious rapper community, launch a new EP of his, which I'm excited of, a new album. And he is also going to be on stage with Michael DeSalza, a good friend of mine, Flowmatic, good friend, and Lyron, and probably more. And me and Quintessence are working on a tune to be ready for that point, so we're going to spit some lyrics on stage as well. So yeah, go and seek out like-minded communities, and that is how you get the contrast and insight, where you see how eco-village communities live, and then you contrast that with how you have been living in the Matrix. And that is, for me, a big major part of my awakening. Is I actually, and you don't even have to physically do it. Somewhat, I do recommend you physically do it, because obviously it's totally different, but you can obviously, through the screen portals of the information revolution, is you can research ayahuasca retreats and alternative cultures and eco communities. And this was, like, somewhat, I feel like, a huge part of my awakening, and it's relevant to Payday Monsanto as well, because he's called Payday Monsanto because everyone's waiting for payday, and all of your food is owned by Monsanto. It's the wage slave grid of lies and wealth extraction. So yeah, so for me, my awakening was like majorly like it was a combination of psychedelic magic mushrooms and research, and like also diet and stuff. And I mean, there's loads of it, but like just researching alternative cultures. When I saw ayahuasca retreats, there's like a 2-3 year old video on my Rumble. Let's go to rumble.com, and I think it's about an hour long. No, it's not. It's about 20 minutes long. I am on 7 grams of magic mushrooms doing a live reaction to me researching ayahuasca retreats for nearly the first time. And you can probably see in my face, I'm like, excuse me? Like, these people are out here living like this? Why are we living like this then? And it's like, I don't know, there's so many levels to it. It's like, how traumatized Babylon is, the Matrix is fucking crazy. Like, they don't even know that the food is like clogging them up hard. Shit like that, like the trauma that I've had to deal with is like my parents just feeding me like garbage food, and it's fucking me up, and they just like are gaslighting me, telling me it's fine. It's not fine. There's nothing normal about eating that stuff, not even a one-off. That stuff is fucked. It was never ever meant to be in your body. The reason why this place is so dense is because everyone is fucking like lethargically clogged up with all sorts of food, and that it ain't meant to be in you. You're not even meant to be digesting perpetually. Like, everyone's blocking the pain by just distracting themselves, and I was doing that as well. But a lot of the pain comes from the poverty and stuff, and it's just, I could go on forever. Basically, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, mainly it's just inspiration. Meeting like-minded people is super super inspiring, especially when they've got everything on lock, so to speak. Because if you don't have it on lock, or other people in your life don't have it on lock, you can contrast that with those who do have it on lock when you spend time with them. And obviously many people will have pros and cons, and where some people have strengths in some dimensions and weaknesses in other dimensions. And you often have to cherry pick, take the good, leave the bad. And it tends to be like that with like every public intellectual, every thought leader, and every conscious music artist, somewhat for the most part, is there's golden nuggets. Like, I brought up actualize.org earlier, who's Leo Gura. I've learned so much good stuff from Leo Gura, but he also comes with a lot of bullshit programs, and it's like I almost have to detox, because it's like I take the gold nuggets, I take what I can, and I leave what I don't want. And it's the same with many people. You can learn so much from like most people, but they also, like, they mix in a little bullshit with it. I'm not saying that's inherently quintessence. I'm saying it's literally everybody. It's just like, if I listen to a lecture about psychedelics, I'm sure that there's gold nuggets of, like, he may relay every now and then a factual truth that I can verify, but he also may relay every now and then a opinion that I just disagree with. Like Leo Gura, like, he just keeps on fucking bigging up the COVID vaccine, and it's like, I love that guy and he's taught me so much, but he just needs to wake up to the fucking Babylon COVID vaccine matrix shit. Swear down. But yeah, man. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. But yeah, I was just saying, that's it. I learned so much, and it's epic. And yeah, we're doing a fast, so we got loads of pear juice that Quintessence accidentally spilled just now. It wasn't really her fault, kind of. But yeah, we're not going to eat anything today. We've just got like a pure pear smoothies, and that's it. We're on a super fast, and yeah, we're not really trying to eat like anything for the next like day or two, basically. And we're doing like a mucoid plaque cleanse, and we got these bitter teas, breathwork, fasting, herbal teas, raw juice, no dense food at all. If at all food, like only a little bit of fruit as we like wean ourselves off of the dense food. But yeah, for the most part, it's going to be like fasting, and I feel great. I'm excited to give my body a break from digestion, and it's been a long time coming. I've wanted to do a fast and a detox for so long, but Babylon has got me exactly where they want me, or they did. And yeah. Also, she really does not like the victim mentality, which is a good thing. Anyway, check her out on socials.